Objection.
Thank you.
Chris Auchinvole.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, question to the Minister for the Environment. What reports, if any, has...
Order. Chris Auchinvole.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister for the Environment. What reports, if any, has the Minister received about a petition and submissions calling on the national government to halt aerial deployment of aerosolized chemicals and biological agents that will result in irreparable, toxic, long-term heavy metal poisoning and illness of the populace and environment?
Honourable Dr. Nick Smith.
Mr. Speaker, I have received a petition and submissions on Saturday from a group called the Clear Skies Action Group. They claim the American government, with the secret approval of the national government, is covertly using jet aircraft to spray population centres with aluminium, with barium and with strontium so as to reduce people's immunity and reduce the global population. The apparent motive behind this conspiracy theory is one world government.
Chris Auchinvole.
Supplementary to the Minister. What advice has the Minister received on the organisation and distribution of the petition?
The Honourable Dr. Nick Smith.
Mr. Speaker, the Chief Petitioner, Mr. Will Ryan, advises me that he has secured dozens of signatures in Nelson and that the Action Group has the support in Whangarei and Hamilton, in Otaki and Kaikoura. Mr. Ryan also advised me that he had the support of Marianne Street, Labour's new Foreign Affairs spokesperson, and that she was very concerned about what the Americans in the CIA was doing. She agreed to place a poster on the issue up in her office, collect signatures, and present the petition to Parliament seeking a full public inquiry.
Chris Auchinvole.
Supplementary to the Minister, Mr. Speaker.
Order. I've called Chris Auchinvole.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. What correspondence or other information has the Minister for the Environment received expressing public support for the group and their concerns over deliberate chemical contamination of the population by jet aircraft?
Dr. Nick Smith.
Mr. Speaker, the petition forms circulating in Nelson and presented to me have both the Labour Party logo and List MP Marianne Street's address on them. The same concerns are reflected in an article referred to me by the group in the Investigate magazine and by its editor, Ian Wishart. I've also seen correspondence from Labour List MP Mr Darren Hughes raising concerns on behalf of his constituents about the issue. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the House that both my ministry and my colleague the Minister of Health, who have received correspondence on this issue, that this conspiracy theory does not have an iota of truth and that the trails observed from aircraft simply come from jet engines.
Question number 9 of order. Is it a... Order. I cannot hear.
Question, Mr. Speaker.
A supplementary question, Charles Chauvel.
Thank you, sir. Why has the Minister neglected to convey a full and frank impression of the matter to the House by failing to mention that Marianne Street described the petition in his local newspaper as, quote, the purest form of conspiracy theory she'd seen in a long time, end quote?
Order. Order. I apologise. Order. I apologise to the member, but I just cannot hear with the level of interjection. I invite Charles Chauvel to start his question again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll just wait till the interjections subside, if you like, sir. Why has the Minister neglected to convey a full and frank impression of the matter to the House by failing to mention that Marianne Street described the petition in his local newspaper as, quote, the purest form of conspiracy theory she'd seen in a long time, end quote? And was there perhaps something in the local water when he made the comments that have just cost the taxpayer over $200,000 in legal fees.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I've based my statements on the comments made by the Chief Petitioner, Mr Will Ryan, who assured me that Marianne Street had given her enthusiastic support for the petition, and I have checked today that in the cafes of Nelson, the petition in the name of the Labor Party is continuing to be distributed, and I think what an appalling example it is of the new Foreign Affairs spokesperson for the Labor Party that she's spreading conspiracy theories about the United States government.
I think the House has heard sufficient. Question number... Point of order, the Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table the petition that's being circulated in Nelson under the name of the New Zealand Labor Party and with Marianne Street name and address on it.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Sorry, order. I cannot hear the member down the back of the House. The member will have to use a bigger voice.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Charles Chauvel, point of order.
Thank you, sir. I seek leave to table the comments of Marianne Street describing the petition in the terms that I referred to in the supplementary question.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? Is there objection? There is objection. Question number 9, the Honourable Ruth Dyson. Order. I've called the member's own colleague, the Honourable Ruth Dyson.
My question is to the Minister